the Kim and Alexandria Do You Have It podcast. And here we are with Brian Howie, the producer of the podcast. So how are you today?
Good. I got the middle seat. It's like in the center square on Hollywood Squares. Like I like it. It's good. No, I'm good.
And Alexandra's back from Japan. So say hello to everyone, Alexandria.
Hi. I'm back.
She's back. Okay.
Jet lagged.
So I had a question for you when you came in, because your hours are entrepreneurial business hours. You wake up in the morning and you're sort of go. Do you know what you're wearing before? Do you get, how much thought does somebody who's in both business and the clothing business give to an outfit?
Well, I don't know what I'm wearing, and I don't really have a planned schedule. I get up, first thing, drink all my vitamin drinks, liposoma, and then my cold brew coffee, because I learned that if you drink hot espresso, it has so much acidity in it that it definitely bloated my stomach. I wasn't feeling my best and looking my best. So first I get that all out of the way, have an avocado, poached eggs, put the best olive oils in it, and then boom, 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 I'm ready for the world. And when I get dressed, it's how I feel at the moment.
Do you drink coffee?
Cold brew. I make my own cold brew now.
But she was espresso up until recently.
Huh. Can you function without it?
I wouldn't be as sharp as I am right now.
Yeah, a lot of people can't. I don't drink coffee, and I never have. I just don't like the taste. But I'm jealous of the. I drink like 100 iced teas. I used to be a Diet Coke guy, like morning till night, like gallons of Big Gulp.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody, not to do a tangent on your show here, somebody came up to me once and she said she was a hypnotist. Huh. And I go, what do you hypnotize people out of? And she goes, I can hypnotize people out of anything. She goes, what do you think the hardest thing to hypnotize you out of would be? I said, Diet Coke. She said, sit down. 10 minutes later, I never had a Diet Coke again.
No.
I feel like I wasted my wish. I feel like
You're like, I should have
I should have tried something else. Like literally all I drank to never touched it again.
They do that with smoking, hypnotizing
They
you
do,
to stop
but
smoking.
I've heard people who do it, smokers still have a craving. Never even thought about it. It was weird. So anyway, I don't drink coffee, but people who do it, they love the routine of it. They like that. It does get them.
It's my favorite part of the day.
It's a little bit of a placebo, though, no? That like the routine of it, or you really need the jolt?
No, I'm addicted fully. Headache without it.
Oh, really?
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
It's delicious. It absolutely gives you a high, energy boost, clarity, focus. But, it wasn't good for my stomach, so I had to do it differently. I had to make cold brew. It's not as strong. It's not as delicious because it's cold. But I do what I have to do to keep myself strong, stamina, clarity.
And there's some sort of solace in a routine, because as a business owner, or in any job, 80% of it is the same every day. The 20% of it that is not the same is why you need the grounded 80%. Because if every day was chaos and new and unfamiliar, you feel like you can't get anywhere. So if you can get into the certain things that both your body and your brain knows, you can handle the 20, 30% that is creativity and chaos, right?
Yes. First of all, it would take years to get to this place in my life where, look, I was always ambitious. I was always very business-oriented, motivated since I was a young girl, very young, way back to even my first memory of me knowing that I was going to be an entrepreneur at the age of 5, right? So what happens is in life, as the years go by, experiences go by, you realize that when you wake up with so much gratitude and happiness and knowing that, forget about the stress. If you're going to stress at work or your business, you're never going to be your best. That 20% that you're talking about is very easy for me. So it's actually more than 20%. All types of things happen to me in our business with Alexandria, different customers, thousands of people we meet, and each one of them is different. And then, of course, the staff. So when you have an attitude of, listen, this is what I chose to do, this is my business, I'm going to make the best of it. Now, that doesn't come right away. It would take years for me to get to this, where I'm peaceful, very grateful, and I can handle anything in my business. It could be people, it could be employees, the fashion changes, the tariffs, all of that.
But when did you feel like you could say that confidently? When did you feel like you're like, I have a grasp on what I'm doing? Because that is a big moment when you're not so feel like you're one chapter behind in the book.
It is a big moment, and it's almost like a feeling of, aha, this is why I'm doing this, and this is why I'm so good at it. Is because that moment comes, it's not planned. It's not something you can make happen or plan. It is a gradual thinking of how grateful I am. I'm still here after 30 years. I'm better than I was 30 years ago. It's gradual. What do you think, Alexandra? When did you see that difference in me shift?
I think maybe it was post-COVID. I think
That's pretty far down the road, though. You know, you're 2 decades into that by COVID time.
yeah. I don't know. I mean,
I mean, that might be the answer. I'm not saying that's not right, but is that accurate?
Do you think that's the answer?
Because I've heard you reference that time before where that time really made you sort of shake up your snow globe and have to rethink things differently.
Yeah.
First of all, I wasn't fearful when COVID came like everyone else. I have this tremendous belief in myself, my experience, and of course, there's a bigger picture out there, much bigger, and how you think and what you say is what you will be and what you'll get. If you constantly have negative thoughts and say negative things, of course you're going to attract more of that. You are a magnet to what you say and what you think. When did this happen, the aha moment? It wasn't really a big aha moment. It was gradual. And because it was so gradual, it stuck with me. It's like an immunity that builds up against employees or customers that, unexpected things that happen from a day-to-day basis in my business, my personal life. And sometimes if I get angry, all of a sudden, I take a deep breath and I think about it. Is it really that bad? Well, should I have gotten angry? Then I apologize to the people I got angry at, which is not often. It really comes down to being grateful and knowing I'm so experienced and I'm still here after 30 years. So it's not an aha moment. Right, Alexandra? Would you say that's accurate? It was gradual.
Right. Yeah, that sounds right.
We all, no matter what we're doing in life, we all have some degree of imposter syndrome. But then when you get to the point where you're like, you know what, I either do know what I'm doing, which is a good thing, or I know I can figure out what I don't know. And that is the bigger point or whatever, where you're not frightened by the unknown.
Nope, not unfrightened at all. I definitely am who everyone reads about on Google, the things I've accomplished, but then to talk about the unknown, no, I'm not fearful. I understand my path, my journey, my purposes, and I take that on every day without fear. I hope I could pass that on to my daughter and all the girls and the women that work for me, because really to be fearless in business is what really makes you stronger and makes you great and filled with gratitude. I know it sounds silly for people that don't. I mean, what do you think when I talk about this?
I'm inspired.
Are you inspired, or you think woo-woo, this is too much?
No, I don't in any way. When I learn to practice gratitude and to, be grounded and look at your blessings and the challenges, trust me, I am New Yorker. We think a certain way. I learned this. Yeah, I just talked about a hypnosis story. It's not too woo to me. I gave it to Echo. The more I allow the spirituality or the unknown into a business world, the better it has been for the business world for me. And you always thought of them, or I always thought of them as two completely separate things. They're not, because you're kind of discovering who you are what you aren't, what you need, who's there for you, the bond between vendors, clients. Like there's a whole ecosystem that sort of relies on this spoken and unspoken communication. That there's a lot of energy there, and I think you have to embrace that. Does that make sense? Or is that too woo?
Yeah.
Is that too woo for you?
No,
Not at all.
Not at all. Not to me and not to Alexandria. I mean, I completely understand. When someone's standing in front of me, okay, let's just talk about the part where my business experience and my personal life's experience, where I can tell who that person is. But more than that, I could feel the energy. Is if this person is truly sincere, if this is a person that's has a motivation to want something more than what we are ready to offer them. Alexandria, even though she's a young girl, she's been around this so much that even she can tell, right?
Yeah.
But being spiritual, that's another level.
You know, and you know, the old line, you shouldn't look at it that you have to do this. You should look at it that you get to do this. And that is a challenge in a lot of days. You know, you are overwhelmed and challenges come at you. And even if you've seen them before, you know how to navigate them, they still can be exhausting. You have to deal with, you know, clients and shipping and mistakes and financing and all these kind of stuff, and sort of to maintain an even keel that you don't get too high and you don't get too low while still enjoying the high. I got a point in my career when I was in Hollywood that I felt like I'd done everything and there was either relief or disaster. There was no yay. There was no, oh my God, opening night. And when I lost that, I felt like I lost my sort of mojo to do that. And I recognized that in the moment. Like, people be like, oh my God, that was amazing. I'm like, yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
And it used to be so much better because I'd never done it before and everything was new.
On the hamster wheel.
Yeah, so you don't want that either. You want to find ways to ignite and inspire yourself and to, you know, look at challenges as a good thing and not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, this might sound like you've heard this before, but it is true, and it's what I experience. Through all the years that I'm doing this, finally, because of so much gratitude and experience, what's the next step? When you say, oh, I've done this already, I've done this, what's new? Doing good for others is also something that's very gratifying when you're able to offer it to someone else. Excuse me, I'm going to cough so you talk.
I'm about to sneeze.
We can cough and sneeze here. This is reality. This is good.
In a sneeze.
You know, the challenges, I think a lot of people look at that word as a necessarily negative thing. But we're all sort of puzzle solvers. We have a lot of the elements. We have a lot of the pieces. Sometimes you are missing a piece, but sometimes you're not. And you're just trying to figure out a way things put together. In a way, you do that every single day. It is not just coordinating pieces of an outfit. You're coordinating a business and a staff and a whole ecosystem of commerce that is complicated. It kind of bothers you, but when people say like, "Oh my God, that looks like such a fun job," that you get that, I get that, or whatever, and you don't want to downplay the fun of it, and you don't want to take that as an insult. But part of it is like you really don't know.
No, it's very difficult. People open boutiques like as a hobby, and they don't realize
they don't know the hours, they don't know the work. You know, people are like, "Oh, I think it'd be fun to be a wedding planner." Really?
Yeah, that
Talk
sounds...
about relief and disaster.
I used to think that.
Day
No.
of somebody's life.
No.
Something doesn't happen. It's stressful.
Pressure.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what's most gratifying about it. It's true. Is it fun? I'm not going to downplay it. Of course it's fun. Is it challenging? Of course it's challenging. Does it take years of experience to get to a level where nothing really bothers you? Yes, it takes tremendous experience. I'll tell you why it's fun. I'll tell you why it's gratifying. When you're able to put a smile on the client's face, the client feels very confident, more than when he or she walked in, and you have that ability, that is truly a gift. So why wouldn't I'd Be Happy or Alexandria. And then to have the business for 30 years and to be so appreciated. It is absolutely fun, gratifying, but it has a combination of challenges, experiences. There's nothing that you can't be great at something if you don't have all of those ingredients. All of those ingredients make the recipe. Mm-hmm. You have to have challenges. You have to have spices. You have to have hot stuff. You have to have the sugary stuff. You have to have the bland stuff. Whatever it takes to make that business run, you do it. Now, you never compromise yourself, though. Mm-hmm. We never compromise our integrity, our honor, respect. And everyone, no matter what size they are, from 0 to size 16, from a man size small to size 5XL, they all deserve the same respect and treatment to accomplish what they came in for. And that in itself is a challenge.
I agree with you. I'm going to ask you about your mom, too. What are you the most stubborn about? What is the hardest thing for you to change?
I will not devalue myself or my business for any amount of money. Integrity, respect.
Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Stubborn, that is like, I'll ask you, something that like she's resistant to change, but it might benefit. And that could be routine, that could be choices, that could be business things. There's a thing that you're stubborn about. We all should be stubborn about integrity. I'm not saying some aren't, but is there something that you're like, she's getting there?
After that, I'm going to give you my specifics. Go ahead.
I will say in the past, it was like moving towards like the online stuff. Mm-hmm. I really had to push her. But now that she's there and she's like has a good understanding of it and how it could benefit us, she's embraced it. But it took like, even with our POS system, we had a POS system that she got 30 years ago. To switch over that POS system I had to fight tooth and nail for that. Now that we have it, it's amazing. It integrates with our website. We don't have to use used to have to do F3, F10, random. Yeah. And it was so hard to teach people. Now it's so intuitive. It's like using an iPhone. So she was very stubborn on that one.
Do you take cash? Don't rob the place. Do you take cash?
Yes, but most people don't.
Most people don't, right?
No.
Yeah, no.
No. They want to pay by card because they get points.
Yeah. It's pretty rare, right? But that's a shift. I mean, that's shifted over the last 20 years.
Now we have tap to pay. We didn't have that feature before.
No, I agree. You're around back in the day people wrote checks.
We used to clock in with a timestamp physical sheet. Now you just type a...
I know. There's a lot of ways, and you see that's what I'm getting at. Like, we can be stubborn to technology. We can be stubborn to that kind of change. I know what I know. I know what I like. And the unfamiliar...
Correct.
There can be resistance to. So give me your specifics.
Let's say this doesn't happen often. Once in a while, you might get someone that hasn't met the Bola phase, and they come in and right off the bat, they want to negotiate in a very brutal, harsh way. I'm not going to devalue. We're stylists.
Like it's a street bazaar or something? Like they're like, I'll give you $40 for that?
Yeah,
like in the flea market.
Oh, people try and haggle. I don't think they realize how offensive it is.
Oh, it is.
They try and haggle.
It's not a farmer's market.
Correct.
Yeah.
And especially after Kim styles them for 2 hours, and then you get to the counter, and they're like, everything half off.
Because they don't appreciate that.
They don't even see the value.
That is what they're paying for, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And they're not even paying for it. They're only paying for the clothes that they wanted in the first place.
Yes, because when I style celebrities or I go into the studio, we get paid thousands for that. Mm-hmm. When you come into the Bola Fate boutique, it's complimentary when I style you. But no, it's not a flea market. And the styling would cost thousands if I went to your home or I styled you at your office.
I agree.
So that's what I mean about devalue.
There's your experience, your taste, your imagination is built into the price of the clothing, where if you just went and saw all the clothing on the rack, you couldn't do anything with that.
That's
Correct.
right.
You might buy pieces that don't match, and then you bring them home. They sit in your closet for forever because you can't find a pair of pants to wear with it or a matching make an outfit yourself.
What were you going to say, Alexandria?
I forgot.
Okay, it's all right. I'll come back.
So the biggest change you think over your career has been technology?
For me and for Alexandria and for the boutique. First of all, when 2020 hit with COVID, we were locked in the store for months. I had to learn for the
store
first
was
time.
You have a key? So somebody couldn't let you in?
You said you were locked in.
In.
No.
Oh, I know.
The
That's a
store
nice
was
place to be
locked
locked
up.
in. I hope
Yes.
you had snacks.
I had snacks, I had the refrigerator, I had the couch, I had the lounge
Locked
chair.
in.
Yeah.
I would visit her through the door.
Yeah. No, but what it was is that would be the first time I would learn on my own social media. And now look where my social media is.
Yeah.
I learned, I became an expert. I really know Facebook, Instagram. We do a little bit of TikTok, but that's not really our major focus. Our focus is the Instagram, Facebook. We're very big, very popular, huge on social media. And that's when I learned it. And then my daughter came along and built the website. And that was a huge shift, 2020. So let me say this about fear. I did not fear when COVID came. When one door closes, a bigger door opens. You are magnetic to what you believe and what you say. What you say and what you believe is what will be.
Where do you stand on the, luck is preparation meeting opportunity? Do you still believe in luck? Do you believe in you make your own luck? Where do you stand on that?
Okay, first of all,
I'm going to get the Chinese version here.
because I've said that before. Luck is when opportunity is knocking and you've been prepared your whole life. You're so lucky at that exact moment the door opens and you enter because you're prepared. So that's one way to look at it, which I know that is true. I've been prepared my whole life for where I am now. The other thing is what you think and what you believe and what your life's purpose is. It's all destiny. It's the road you choose to get to that next milestone. You could take the hard way, which is a lot of curves and turns and there's a fork in the road, or this is what I want, this is what my true purpose is, this is how I'm going to benefit myself and the world and everyone around me, and I go straight ahead. So you have two options, go straight ahead or take that little curve in the road. Either way, you're going to get to that milestone.
Yeah.
That's my other explanation, the Chinese explanation.
Do you think you need to know the destination or you need to trust the journey will get you to a destination?
Both. Alexandra, what do you think? It's both for me.
I think the journey
I'm a
could
little
lead
like,
you, because I think your purpose could change in life. Like, you might.
totally agree. I say you need to know A and you need to know Z, but I wouldn't be so sure that Z is going to be the same Z.
Correct. You might
Yeah.
start on a path and it might change. You might find a new purpose.
And that's a good thing. People
Yeah.
have to be prepared to pivot.
Correct.
And that is a stubbornness thing that some of them are not. I mean, I
Yeah.
own this podcast studio. When we started, I'm like, no video ever. I'm like theater of the mind. I want audio only or whatever. Like, eventually I lost, but it was a challenge.
That was
I
like
still
with
don't do
her.
video on my own podcast.
You what?
wow.
You don't?
I don't. I want to be a voice in the head. I don't want to be a face. I mean, I don't look like you guys, so maybe it'll be different. But I'm stubborn on that. And, fans
That's how
don't
she
like it.
was, stubborn with I built 3 or 4 websites prior to our current one over years and years of trying to get a website, but COVID really gave us the push.
Yes. And I want to clarify the word purpose. It's not the right word. The word is purposes. Because I have several purposes. And that purpose changes and becomes purposes. Mm-hmm. That's
And that's a good thing. You could have multiple purposes
Of
without
course.
sacrificing.
Of course.
Some people are afraid of that. They have to have a sole focus.
No.
And some people resent their children. My purpose was raising you guys, and then the kids are all out of the house, and I sacrificed
what?
for
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
You have to
can
have
have
multiple.
everything.
Yes. Myself, I'm very diversified with many purposes, not just several. It's many. Mother, daughter, sister, businesswoman, mentor, entrepreneur, crazy person on Facebook Live. I mean, podcasts. You have to have multiple purposes, but the big picture to that multiple purpose, it is filling your life with happiness. Lessons come. They could be hard lessons. Some are easy, but most of them are hard because we grow the most from hard lessons.
Yeah.
And in the end, you do good for yourself and the rest of the world and everyone around you. So there's many purposes.
Don't be afraid of the hyphenate. I am this, and this. That's a good thing. You should have layers to you as a human being.
Yeah.
You should have different skill sets to you as a woman. You should. And that does trickle down into your skill set with your customers. You're speaking to them as a business owner, as a woman, as a fashion maker, and as somebody who has, years and years and years of experience. The trust factor, goes along. That's why people keep going back to the same, hairstylist for years. They get on a plane to go to New York, get their hair done. It's
Yeah.
trust
So
more than
true.
skill.
That's right.
And they have to trust that your skill is there because of the rings on the tree, not to age you.
Listen, in the Asian culture, age is wisdom. And as the years go by, I just become more relaxed, less stressed, totally fearless about business, and filled with gratitude. I have so many blessings. Look, my daughter is with me in my business now. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be thinking of the next level. The next level is for her to take over.
I agree. And 80% of the time, she's delightful. It's the 20% of the time that you have to worry about.
Yeah.
But that's the fun of it.
Keeps things
It wouldn't be that
interesting.
fun just to flip her the keys and then hit the road, Everything is learning. And also she has a lot of your sensibilities, but she has her own, and she has her own opinion. And the more you're going to sort of share and respect and treat each other as equals, like that's a good thing eventually for your clientele.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of our clientele kind of grew up with you because it's been 30 years. So they started shopping at the store 30 years ago and they're still shopping with us today. And then now, my generation, it's going to hopefully be the same thing. I mean, I have customers who come in who are of my generation. They were like, I remember shopping here when I was a kid. And I still have stuff like accessories and stuff. And they're still shopping with us now. Hopefully it'll be another 30.
I was in my hometown last year for a minute, and there was a store there that I used to shop as a kid, and I was so happy they were still around.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they're still there. They must have done something right. And a lot of the doing something right was building trust with the community.
That's right. That's exactly right. Now the mothers with their daughters, the moms that grew up with me,
Correct.
I had to evolve, and they evolved. But now those mothers have daughters that also follow Alexandria. So they're growing up with Alexandria. So this mother and daughter thing, it's a full circle.
It is.
And mothers and daughters go shopping a lot.
Yes,
They go shopping
do.
together
Mom,
and-
take me shopping. The other way around. All right, leave with your pearl.
Okay, leave with my pearl. I didn't think of a pearl, so I'll just come up with a pearl.
Life
Off the
is
cuff
improv.
pearl.
Okay. I said it earlier in the podcast. Be fearless. How do you become fearless? Believe in yourself. Everything that comes into your business life and your personal life are all lessons. You're going to learn from that lesson, and you're going to be better. A lesson is still a lesson. I hope that's an accurate pearl. And that's how you become fearless. Right?
That's a good pearl.
Yeah, that was a
Okay.
very good
Shiny
off the
pearl.
cuff pearl.
Okay, it's a shiny pearl, he said. Do you have a pearl too, Alexandria?
No.
But she can close out the show.
I do not have a pearl. But you can find us on social media at Boulevard Boutique. You can find us at our store on Atlantic Ave in Delray Beach, Florida. Watch us live on Facebook every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And shop us online at boulevardboutique.com.
That's right. And I want to thank everyone for showing us the love. Okay, bye, everyone. Mwah.